Most people don't fail because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity. They fail because they're trapped in the gravity of the present. They chase quick wins, instant validation, and short bursts of motivation, never realizing that the real game of success is not played in days or months, but in years and decades. The truth is, the most extraordinary lives are not built on momentary brilliance. They are built on a relentless long-term vision that refuses to fade. Long-term vision is what separates those who drift from those who design their destiny. It is the ability to see beyond today's chaos and imagine a future so compelling that it pulls you forward, even when everything around you tries to push you back. It's not just about setting goals. It's about anchoring your life to a direction that gives meaning to your daily actions. Think about it. Without a long-term vision, every setback feels like failure. Every delay feels like defeat. But with a long-term vision, setbacks become part of the process. Delays become necessary detours. You stop reacting emotionally to short-term outcomes because you understand that they are just tiny fragments of a much bigger picture. The power of long-term vision lies in its ability to reshape how you think. When you start thinking long-term, your priorities change. You stop asking, "What can I gain today?" and start asking, "What will this decision look like 5 years from now?" That single shift transforms everything, from how you spend your time to how you invest your energy, from the people you surround yourself with to the habits you choose to build. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Long-term vision demands patience in a world addicted to speed. We live in an era where everything is optimized for immediacy. Fast food, fast content, fast results. Social media shows you highlights, not the years of struggle behind them. And slowly, without realizing it, you begin to expect your own life to follow the same pattern. That's where most people give up. They plant seeds and expect fruit overnight. They start a journey but abandon it when the results aren't immediate. What they don't see is that anything meaningful takes time to grow. A tree doesn't rush its roots, and neither should you. The deeper your roots, the stronger your growth. Long-term vision also builds resilience. When your focus is fixed on a distant goal, you become less sensitive to temporary discomfort. You don't quit just because things get hard. You don't change direction every time something new looks appealing. Instead, you develop a kind of mental endurance, a quiet confidence that says, "I may not be there yet, but I know I'm on the right path." This is where discipline starts to replace motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. But when you have a long-term vision, you don't depend on motivation anymore. You show up because you know what you're building. You keep going because stopping would mean abandoning something bigger than your current mood. There's also a powerful psychological shift that happens when you commit to a long-term vision. You begin to see time differently. Instead of feeling like you're running out of time, you start realizing how much time you actually have, if you use it wisely. 10 years suddenly feels like a canvas, not a countdown. And once you truly grasp that, you stop rushing and start building. But having a vision alone is not enough. It needs clarity. Vague dreams don't create strong outcomes. You need to know what you're working toward, why it matters to you, and what kind of person you need to become to achieve it. Because in the end, long-term vision is not just about reaching a destination, it's about transforming yourself along the way. And transformation is rarely comfortable. There will be moments when your progress feels invisible. Days when you question everything. Times when others doubt you, or worse, when you doubt yourself. But this is where your vision becomes your anchor. It keeps you steady when everything else feels uncertain. One of the most underrated benefits of long-term vision is focus. In a world full of distractions, focus is a superpower. When you know where you're going, it becomes easier to say no to opportunities that don't align, to habits that don't serve you, to paths that lead nowhere. You stop spreading yourself thin and start channeling your energy into what truly matters. And here's something most people overlook. Long-term vision creates momentum. Small, consistent actions compound over time. What feels insignificant today becomes powerful tomorrow. A single habit, repeated daily, can change the trajectory of your entire life. But only if you stick with it long enough to see the results. That's the real secret. Not intensity, but consistency. Not bursts of effort, but sustained commitment. Anyone can work hard for a week. Few can stay committed for years. And that's why long-term thinkers eventually outperform everyone else. Not because they're smarter, but because they last longer. If you look at any great success story, you'll find the same pattern. Years of unseen effort. Quiet persistence. A vision that refused to die, even when progress was slow. The world celebrates the outcome, but the real story is in the endurance. So the question is not whether you're capable. The question is whether you're willing to think long enough, stay patient enough, and commit deeply enough to see your vision through. Because once you do, something incredible happens. You stop chasing success, and start becoming the kind of person success naturally follows. Right now, you have a choice. You can continue living reactively, chasing whatever feels urgent in a moment, or you can step back and define a vision that gives your life direction and purpose. You can start thinking beyond the next week, the next month, the next year, and begin shaping the next decade. If this message resonated with you, don't let it end here. Take a moment today to define your long-term vision. Write it down. Make it real. And then commit to it, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. Because your future is not something that happens to you, it's something you build, one deliberate step at a time. And if you want more insights like this to help you think bigger, act smarter, and build a life that truly matters, make sure to subscribe and stay connected. Your journey is just getting started, and the best is yet to come.